Okay. Welcome one and all to ZTKM Sports Talk with myself, Kyle,
Mike,
Zach,
and Taco.
Last time we talked about the NBA, we talked about the
Timberwolves, Pelicans, Knicks, Thunder, and Magic.
And this week we're going to be talking about the Philadelphia 76ers, the Phoenix Suns, the Portland Trail Blazers, and the Sacramento Kings. So let's go ahead and let's just get right into it. For the Philadelphia 76ers, we have Justin Anderson, Jared Bayless, Robert Covington, Joel Embiid, Markelle Fultz, Rickon Holmes, Amir Johnson, Furkan Korkmaz, Timothy Luwawu, Kebarat, T.J. McCollum, or T.J. McConnell, Jahlil Okafor, Alex Poitras, J.J. Redick, Dario Saric, Ben Simmons, Tiago Splitter, and Nick Stauskas. The record was 28-54, which was the third worst in the Eastern Conference. But Joel Embiid had been hurt the whole. He played about 20 games, and then the rest of the season he sat out. Ben Simmons was hurt the whole year, didn't play one game, so that hurt them. But they got their first pick in the draft, Markelle Fultz, and they got J.J. Redick during the off season. So $23 million for 1 year, so it's pretty expensive for just 1 year. So, who would like to go first with the starting five?
I will, I guess. Markelle Fultz, Embiid, Simmons, Dario Saric, and unfortunately, you're not going to pay somebody $23 million to sit on the bench, even though I don't think he's a good enough player to start on any team. J.J. Redick will be in their starting lineup.
Okay. I guess I'll go ahead and do mine. I'm going to go and have to do exact same thing. The only thing I think is that it might, since Redick is older, have him come off the bench at sixth man, have him play a ton of minutes as sixth man, and then maybe slide Ben Simmons to point guard and put Robert Covington as small forward is the only thing I can think of other than the Zach's starting lineup.
That would be my want to happen because I don't like Redick that much, but you're not going to pay $23 million to have him sit on the bench and chill.
Okay.
I'll probably go with Embiid at center. At forwards, I'll go with Ben Simmons and Covington. And then guards, I'll go with Markelle Fultz and J.J. Redick.
Wow. Putting Covington at power forward, that's pretty interesting. Okay.
I got Fultz, Redick, Simmons, Embiid, and Saric.
Okay. Worst and best player when it comes to the starting five, I'm going to probably go
That's
with...
so hard to say.
I know they're all young.
Yep.
I really like Fultz going to the best player just because Embiid's had trouble staying on the court. Worst player, I really don't like Ben Simmons that much.
Say the same thing.
Yeah.
I think he got overhyped in college.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's
already been starting drama about wanting to be the point guard instead of a small forward.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how well that's going to work at all.
Yeah, I think he got overhyped in college and then too much pressure. And then he got injured, so we're still putting pressure on him to even play.
Yep.
So he's my worst. And my best would, Fultz, just because everybody's young. And it's hard to pick anyway.
I want to go and say Joel Embiid is going to be their best player, because he was a monster when he played.
Amazing when he played last year.
And with him being restricted on minutes, it helped his career because he didn't have to go and play full games, and he still showed improvement in every game. But as of right now, I have to probably go with also Fultz.
20 points, 8 rebounds, 2.5 blocks, 78% free throw, 46% from the field.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's not bad.
not
And
too shabby.
probably my worst is probably going to be Ben Simmons for me. He can't really shoot. There's a video of him shooting 3-pointers, and he's making them quite nicely, but there's a difference between being able to shoot regularly, just shoot around, and not having people in your hands in your face versus a real game. So I'm still going to have to say Simmons is my worst.
I'll probably go with Fultz being my best, and because what we said about Embiid not be able to play. I mean, he gets hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And my worst, since I started Covington, I'll probably go with Covington as my worst.
Okay.
So,
Since he's a little bit smaller
Yeah.
for the power forward position.
yeah.
Okay. Does anybody like? I know Zach said that he would like for my kind of lineup that I think could possibly happen. Is there anybody else that would like another different lineup than what we had talked about?
I would like to switch out Saric for Okafor. So Okafor at a power forward position provides you with some extra height and strength that I think would be really nice, and he could play like an Aldridge type position. I don't like him that much as a center.
Okay.
I like Okafor, just not as a starter. He could come
I'd probably switch out Saric for Covington, kind of like what you guys had, if I were to switch anybody out.
Okay.
Saric looked pretty decent last year, but
Covington has a lot more experience.
yeah, I just got the years. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Their record was 28-54. They got the first pick in the draft, Markelle Fultz. JJ Redick's a decent three-point shooter. The team is very young, but shows great potential. Do you think improved? Same? More?
I think if they can stay healthy, they definitely will improve. It's just Simmons and Embiid are both injury prone, and we don't know that much about Fultz, so it's hard to say. I'm going to say they win a handful and a half and go up to 36 and say they go 36-46.
Okay.
Even though the East, and that's mostly because the East is just terrible with having the Knicks and the Nets there.
Me. The East is a lot less competitive now. I didn't see them. Man.
That was 2 years ago.
I'll go with. I'm gonna have to. May go with Zach again, just because they're so young, they're injury prone. Who knows how well they're gonna work together? I'm gonna have to go to 6 or 8 more wins also, and go 36 wins, just because they aren't fully there yet.
So that's pretty good, though. Pretty good increase. I'll go with 5 more wins. I'll go 33
Okay.
and 49.
Let's go. I'll give them more than that. Let's do 34.
34 wins? Okay. So 6 more wins?
Yeah.
All right. What is one player that you guys like to see get traded, possibly?
I'm going to go with, if they do the Okafor power forward, I would say try to trade Saric, but I doubt they'll do that, so I would like to see Okafor traded. I feel like he's probably too good to be, a bench player where there's such a need for center. but as for what they would get for it, because their starting lineup, I mean, they're just so young and haven't seen most of the people on the team's potential because they've been hurt and whatnot. Be interesting. It's going to be a very interesting year for them.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't trade anyone.
Stick with everybody?
They're still rebuilding and they're young, so just stick with what you have.
Okay.
Trust the process.
I'm going to go with a package. If they can get a decent power forward, I would go and trade Jahlil Okafor and Saric and get a really good power forward for them for that combo. For me.
I think what's going to happen for me is Amir Johnson will probably want to leave along with maybe Covington, because they're such a young team. They'll probably want to go to a contender, and since they're veterans, they pretty much get to, and they're proven players, so they'll probably get to be traded.
Mm-hmm.
Probably what will happen, I think you guys right. Okafor will probably not want to sit on the bench, so he'll probably be the one that asks for a trade, wants to go somewhere else.
Okay. I forgot the what is one player off the bench that you think could possibly start?
That person is already Reddick, and he's starting.
Yeah, I like Covington coming in for Reddick because Reddick is super overrated. And them doing what I said and shifting Ben Simmons to point guard to make him happy. Because honestly, I see Fultz as more of a shooter anyway than a point guard, but I didn't watch that much on him, so I can't say that for 100% certainty.
It's hard to tell.
I just know.
Summer anyway.
Yeah, I know Simmons was fast and had the ability to pass the ball for his position. So having him at point.
But then if he's not even healthy, then why make him happy?
Yeah.
Since I didn't have Robert Covington in the lineup, I'd probably go with Robert Covington. Like what Taco and Zach, I think J.J. Redick putting him off at sixth man would be
Because he
different.
can come in and be hot. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he can make a difference.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll probably go with first coming off the bench.
That might start.
Mm-hmm. Boy, I probably would say Okafor for Embiid if it hurt.
Yep.
If he gets back. Other than that, I would probably keep my same line. I don't see anybody really taking any of these starters' places. So
The Rickon Holmes, he started doing really good at the end of the year, so he might overtake Dario Saric's power forward position. He's really young also. I mean, everybody on this team is pretty much young. So
yeah.
With that being said, that was the Philadelphia 76ers. And on to the Phoenix Suns. We got Dragon Bender, Eric Bledsoe, Devin Booker, Tyson Chandler, Marquise Chris, Jared Dudley, Josh Jackson, Mike James, Derek Jones Jr., Brandon Knight, Alex Lynn, Elijah Millsap, Alec Peters, Ronnie Price, Devin Reed, Tyler Eulis, TJ Warren, Alan Williams. Very young team, again, just like the previous team. 24-58. 24 wins only on the season. They were the second worst team in the Western Conference. No, they were the worst. No, they were the second worst because if the Lakers were the worst.
Right. Lakers suck.
Yeah.
So with my starting five, I'm going to go with Eric Bledsoe, Devin Booker, Josh Jackson. Man, the power forward position is kind of a toss-up. I'm going to go with... so Eric Bledsoe can shoot decently. Devin Booker can shoot decently. Josh Jackson's more defensively. I'm going to have to go with... I'm going to go with Allen Williams and Tyson Chandler. Tyson Chandler is a good defender, but he's not really known for playing or getting the rebounds. Allen Williams, like what Zach Taco and I had talked about before we started this, is that he's a really good rebounder, so that's my starting 5. So,
Bledsoe, Booker, Warren, Williams, Chandler. I don't really like Chandler, but he's the best I got.
I'm pretty much gonna go with their lineup from last year. I like Josh Jackson, but I don't see him stealing TJ Warren's spot just yet. So Eric Bledsoe, Devin Booker, TJ Warren, Marquise Chris, and Tyson Chandler.
Yeah, I don't know much about this team, so I'll probably go with what Zach just said. I know Booker and Bledsoe, and center, of course, Tyson Chandler, but the other two, Josh Jackson's a rookie, is that right?
Mhm.
Correct.
So I don't know much about T.J. Warren or Allen Williams, so I'll probably go with those guys.
Worst and best player. I'm going to go with best player for my starting 5. Overall, I think Allen Williams is going to come into his own. He's going to be a monster. Devin Booker, he's not overrated, but he's
pretty one-dimensional. Like, his offense is really
overhyped is what I'm trying to think of.
Yeah.
He's not overrated, but he's overhyped. Don't think he's going to be as good as what people are making him out to be. He's going to be like the next Kobe Bryant. But yeah, I'm not going to...
not Kobe
No.
Bryant.
Yeah.
Now, people are talking about it. But I'm going to go with Allen Williams. I think he's going to be a monster this year. Like what Zach said, he is a monster rebounder. He's young. So that's Allen Williams is my best. And my worst is going to be Tyson Chandler. I think his knees are in bad shape. His whole career, his legs have been really bad. He's starting to have a bad back. I think he's going to be the worst starter.
Yeah, Tyson Chandler is definitely my worst. I really like Alex Len taking that starting spot from him. I'm going to go with Bledsoe being the best. I don't really see anybody even coming close to being better than him on the team. Like, the only person I could even see would be Josh Jackson. And I don't even have him as a starter yet, so.
I was going to say, worst being Chandler, like everyone else. But best player, but not going to start right off the bat, is going to be Jackson.
Okay.
I'll go with Bledsoe as my best. My worst would be Tyson Chandler.
Okay. One player off the bench that might start for you guys.
Josh Jackson.
With me, I started Josh Jackson, but I might be mistaken. Like what they were talking about, Josh Jackson, let him develop off the bench would be a good idea. Let T.J. Warren start, but I picked Josh Jackson to start because he might have a good training camp. Might be to start over T.J. Warren, but might show.
They could always go for a small lineup too, small fast lineup, and put it as Bledsoe, Booker, Jackson, T.J. Warren at power forward, and slide Chris to the center spot.
Marquise Chris?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty interesting.
That'd be smaller and faster, like what the league's going towards most of the time.
There's not really a true big man right now anyway.
I think this is going to be a lot of battling for the power forward position. Allen Williams, Marquise Chris, and Dragon Bender. That's 3 decent power forwards. And small forward, I think, might be a little bit of a battle because T.J. Warren's more offensive. Josh Jackson's more defensive. Just depends on what they want to do. There's going to be a lot of battling in this training camp. Yep.
It stinks that you said that because, like, this team both of their centers are the typical big man center.
Mhm.
They're
Yep.
rebounding, defensive minded.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was talking league wise.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like it
So a
just
lot
it
of people
stinks
go-
for this team. 'Cause
A lot of people go
They can't
fast
play.
paced,
Yeah.
use their big guys as smaller guys to spread
Mhm.
the floor more. But this team actually has a big guy, and
Yeah.
comparatively to other teams, like he's gonna line up with someone that's faster.
Yeah. Okay, so the record was 24-58. Personally, I maybe if they can get lucky with Josh Jackson, their whole lineup starts to show their potential instead of just talking about the potential. I can see no more than 6 wins though, because they just are too young. I don't see anybody just. I mean, Devin Booker might take over a game or two, but he's not going to be a guy that's going to put them in the playoff position. I don't see anybody on this team really put them in that position. So I think 6 more wins, put them at 30 wins, and then next year they might be a little bit better next year.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with 4 and say 28. Unless Josh Jackson literally explodes
Go down.
and plays insane, like just pulls off LeBron James, like that's basically what it would take for them, especially in the West.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Eric Bledsoe's even declined recently,
Mm-hmm.
and Booker's basically at his ceiling. I don't feel like he can get too much better for the way he plays unless he changes how he plays.
I'm staying the same.
24-58? Okay.
I'll go with
Comparatively to the West, the rest of the West,
yeah.
they're going to be the worst team because the Lakers got better.
Yeah.
So now they are the worst.
Yeah, they getting Josh Jackson was a good pick, but it's not enough for them to get considerably better. I'll go with 4 more wins with 28 and 52.
They were lucky to get
54. I'm sorry.
They were lucky to get Jackson. I felt like Tatum was the better talent, but I feel like Jackson can take over a game, which is what they need.
Yep.
They need somebody to help take over. Now, is Tyler Eulis, is he a rookie too?
No, this is third year.
Oh, okay.
Maybe his fourth?
He's a really little point guard.
Is he a point guard? Oh, okay.
This is only his second year. Right?
He's only second year? Oh, okay, so he was picked last
I've
year.
heard the name before. I just thought maybe he might be a decent player. Was he on Phoenix last year?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I want to say he was a second round pick, but I don't remember.
Okay, player or players that might get traded by the trade deadline.
All my normal, all of them.
Unless somebody specifically asks for a trade, I don't like them trade. Like nobody's that good that they're not that they can't play off of the bench. Like Bledsoe and Booker are the only 2 that are solid starters, and everybody else fitting off the bench it makes it a really deep team.
I say everyone's up for trade except for Jackson, and then you just start rebuilding.
They have talked about trading Bledsoe for Kyrie, so that might be.
They've talked about that before, haven't they?
I was about to mention that.
But
I heard that it was Eric Bledsoe, Dragon Bender, their first round pick this year for Kyrie Irving. And they offered it to the Cavaliers, but the Cavaliers are wanting Bledsoe, Josh Jackson for Kyrie, and that's not going to happen. No. And then there's several other trades I've heard. The power forward position, they have way too many, so I'm going to have to go really key players. I would get rid of maybe Marquise, Chris, and Dragon Bender and get some veteran players that might be able to help win some games and get at least in the high 30s for wins, maybe 34 wins. I would try to get those 2 out of here so you can keep Allen Williams. Actually, I would try to get Chandler out of there. Maybe
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
there's a chance Chandler will probably be traded.
Yep.
He's got a big contract.
Yep.
He doesn't do much.
He's,
Yep.
somebody will be willing to take him on just because he's a center. But
And you have to package him
might
in
be
with
good to
another
get him.
player.
Yeah, might be good for them to get rid of
Yep.
Chandler.
They'll probably trade Chandler, Marquise Chris,
Chris
and
for-
Brandon Knight for a decent center power forward
Somebody
or center
real good,
power
yeah.
forward, depending on what they want.
Depending on where they
Yep.
send him to.
Yep. Okay, we're moving along on these talks so far.
Till we get to certainty.
Okay. Portland Trailblazers.
The full rookie team.
Yeah, the Kings. Yeah, they're the last team that we're
Yeah.
talking about. Portland Trailblazers. You got Al-Farouq Aminu, Zach Collins, Pat Connaughton, Ed Davis, Maurice Harkless, Jake Layman, Myers Leonard, Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, Shabazz Napier, Andrew Nicholson, Joseph Nurkic, Caleb Swanigan, Evan Turner, and Noah Vonleh. Their record was 41-41. They just barely made the playoffs last year because of Nurkic. His last 2 or 3 games when he came to Portland, he played absolutely tremendous for them. And then in the playoffs, he was a complete just shithead. He didn't do shit during the playoffs. He had 2 points, 11 rebounds, and just shot awful. He was awful, but during the regular season, he was really good for them. You'd like to go ahead and do their starting 5.
You want to go? You want me to go?
Go ahead.
I got Lillard, McCollum, Turner, Minu, and Nurkic.
I've got Lillard and McCollum.
That's pretty much. Yeah.
Swanigan was insane in college, and I like the potential for him.
Swanigan?
So I could see them throwing him in right away. Nurkic, I guess, because they really don't have anybody else to play
Yeah.
center. I guess Evan Turner fits really well because he's one of those small forwards who can play point, and if you can take Lillard out of the point guard spot to put him in more of a shooting guard spot as well, get him wide open looks,
Yeah?
like he's a pretty good shot. Last year, not so much from the 3-point line, but overall, he usually does pretty good.
Okay. I'm going to go with Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, small forward, probably Evan Turner, power forward. I heard that Maurice Harkless has really developed into a really, like today's typical power forward where they're scrawny, but yet they can play a little bit of defense. They shoot his 3-pointers have been a lot better than he was with the Magic, but Al-Farouq Aminu is the typical power forward that he's gotten his 3-pointers a lot better than his beginning of his career. He's a really good rebounder, good defender, so I'm going to have to keep him at power forward and Nurkic at center.
I'll go with guards McCollum and Lillard. Forwards, I'll go with Aminu and Turner, and center Nurkic. But I think I'm with Zach Swanigan. I think I thought he played center in college.
He might have been a power forward center.
Isn't he?
He's like 6'8", 6'9", something.
6'9". So I guess if they were to go smaller, I guess Swanigan could be a center.
Okay.
But Nurkic right now would be my starting center.
I also heard about Zach Collins. I heard he's they drafted him at like the 20th pick or something like that. He was a decent pick, and I heard that he's supposed to be really good. But then I also read that he's very athletic. He doesn't have any skills other than be able to shoot the ball. So who knows how well he's going to be able to play out. But if he develops any games, I heard that he's really tall. So was one player off the bench that you could see possibly snag up that spot. Actually, I think you and Zach had talked that Caleb Swanigan maybe starting over Nurkic.
Yeah, I don't see anybody else.
Yeah, because the guards they're stuck there.
Yeah.
Aminu, maybe, let's see. Aminu out and maybe Swanigan in for Aminu.
Okay.
Or no.
Like you were talking about Zach Collins, I mean, I
Yeah.
could see him beating Nurkic out, especially
maybe
if,
Nurkic out, yeah.
if he shoots the regular season like he did in the playoffs. 30% for a big guy is not very good whenever it's literally under the basket shots most of the time.
Yeah.
With me, I think Turner is right where he should be at, and I don't think he'll ever develop any game to make him better than what he is. He's not overhyped, but he's not the bottom, or he's not amazing, but he's not the worst player. He's But I think Maurice Harkless, he's young, he's athletic, his three-pointers have gotten better. Turner, he shoots at mid-range and shoots a goofy shot.
What team was Harkless on?
He was on the Magic, and then he came to Blazers, and he just started blooming up and busting out for be a better player than what he was with the Magic. And with Turner, he has to have the ball in his hands.
Yeah,
with Damian Lillard and McCollum, they need to have the ball. Harkless doesn't need the ball to be able to score, so I'm going to go with Maurice Harkless for me.
What was the question?
Player that's on the bench that might start.
None.
None? Okay, well.
You know what? A person that played quite a bit last year was Noah Vonleh.
Yeah, he's actually getting pretty decent.
Came on pretty good. He's not a bad player.
Strong, and then just dies when the season
starts.
starts.
I'm hoping he can come on
talked
stronger.
About him for the last handful of years. Since they
kind of count on him to do a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But
when he first came to the league, he was hurt because he had a hurt ankle. He was from IU. He could have been a lot higher pick if he wasn't injured.
Yeah.
Who?
Noah Vonleh.
Remember him from IU?
Noah Vonleh. It was like the year after
Skinny, tall, black kid.
Oladipo and Cody left. He was like the year after them.
He wasn't a great star, nothing.
No.
He was just a decent player.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got a lot of potential. I mean, obviously, he got drafted to play in the NBA.
Yep.
One guy that played a lot last year was Ed Davis.
Ed Davis, yeah.
He's an old veteran that
he used to be on the Grizzlies and the Lakers.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
I mean, overall,
they got a pretty decent team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're really a pretty decent team. It's just how far they can go in the West.
It just depends on if the players other than Lillard and McCollum can
come up,
get a better shot, play better defense. Actually, almost all these players need to have better defense because Lillard and McCollum don't play defense that much. So if everybody else can play the defense that they need to have, I think they can be a lot better than what they had for a record, which is what we're about to talk about. 41-41.
Yeah, Noah went first round, 9th pick.
Yeah, I was going to say, he was very well thought of.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that they went that well last year. I would definitely say that they're going to lose more games than that this year. I'm going to drop them to 36, honestly.
Wow.
Their team hasn't gotten any better at all, and with the West being like it is, the Timberwolves are moving up, so yeah.
Dropping 5 games, okay.
I'm going to go 3 myself, losing them 3 more 38 games. Wins and 44 losses.
Wow.
Let's go 34 and 48.
Wow.
34 and 48.
So you guys are all pretty down right now on this team. Huh.
Yeah, they
didn't. Who was their number 1 draft pick?
Zach Collins.
Zach Collins.
Yeah, he was their 20th pick.
Okay, so that means they didn't improve very much.
No, they were the middle of the pack. Yep.
You pick a center as your number 1 pick. That's not a good sign.
Yep.
Because he's not going to score a lot of.
No.
But they already have McCollum Lillard, and they're ball hogs.
Yep.
So you're looking at not a lot better. And with that division that they're in, that makes it tough. So I'll go with 4 more losses, so 37-45.
Okay. What is one player that's on the bench, or just any of them that might get traded that you like, or that might get traded, and who would you like to see get traded? Either one.
I don't really see them trading a whole lot. They don't have assets that are worth much that people are gonna want, and if they do, they're not gonna get a lot for it.
Because they're not going to trade Lillard or McCollum, so it's pretty
That's what I was
much.
gonna say. Save those two the restaurant.
Yeah. I'm kind of with you guys because Nurkic, they only have 2 centers, so if they trade either one of them, they'll have to get probably a center back, unless they go really small.
Well,
I don't know.
you don't know. I heard a rumor that the Cavaliers called the Trailblazers, and they're wanting to trade point guard for point guard. Lillard going to the Cavaliers, and the Blazers getting Irving. Yep.
Wow.
It's a rumor I heard. That'd be pretty much counteractive, but it just doesn't really help out one another.
Really.
Lillard
can actually score pretty easily.
Yeah, compared to Irving. Yeah, Irving can't really shoot the three-pointer as well compared to Lillard.
Yeah.
Lillard can have some cold veins in his body and shoot that three-pointer really well. But
yeah, from his 28% last year.
Was he 28%? That was pretty poor.
That's pretty poor. The year before, he was a monster.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. He went against the Rockets the year before and won in the playoff series because he hit the game-winning three-pointer because that was when Dwight was with the team. And Dwight was pissed at James Harden. I see them maybe trading Evan Turner if he doesn't turn his career around, is what my players I would say would probably end up getting traded. Yeah, he needs the ball too much, and Lillard and McCollum need the ball too. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, we're going to move on to the final team, the Sacramento Kings.
Oh boy.
Bogdan Bogdanovic, not Bojan Bogdanovic. It's not the Pacers one. You got Vince Carter, Willie Cauley-Stein, Jack Cooley, De'Aaron Fox, Harry Giles, Buddy Hield, George Hill, Justin Jackson, Costa Koufis, Skal Labiszary, Frank Mason III, Georgios Papagiannis, Zach Randolph, Papa G, Malachi Richardson, Jakar Sampson, and Garrett Temple. Their record was 32-50, which was the 4th or 5th worst in the Western Conference. They just got rid of DeMarcus Cousins and got Buddy Hield in that trade. They also got another pick. I think they got the Justin Jackson with the Pelicans pick, and they got Buddy Hield. So they got 2 young kids for DeMarcus Cousins. Cousins, who knows if he'll be able to do as well as people make him out to be. He might just be a dud. When it comes to winning, overall, his game is pretty decent. But this team is extremely young. You got a couple veterans in Vince Carter, George Hill, and Zach Randolph, but everybody else is quite young. Who would like to go first and do their starting 5?
Me go, you want to go?
Go ahead, mine's the same, so.
Sure. So, Fox, Buddy Hield, is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
Jackson, Cauley-Stein, and Labiszary. That's how you say it?
I think, maybe.
Okay. Mine's the same thing, except I don't have Skull. It's gonna be Zach Randolph most likely, but I'm gonna say Harry Giles.
He's kicked out.
Just because Zach Randolph's kicked out for.
He's kicked out for his arrest.
Drug arrest.
Yeah, drug arrest. Yeah, that was pretty.
Yeah.
And Harry Giles did some stuff. So.
Yeah, I don't know what the final word is on right now.
I don't know either. I think at the beginning of the season, it'll be starting point guard is going to be George Hill. They just paid him $21 million a year for the next 3 years. That's a lot of money to be sitting on the bench. Same with Zach Randolph. He's only getting $12 million a year.
Yeah, but that 5th round pick though is a lot to be using for a player you're gonna bench as well.
I like having Fox starting, but Hill there as a teacher.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to bring in a rookie point and no veteran presence to teach him how the game works.
Like I said, my starting five for the beginning of the season will be George Hill, Buddy Hield. Sadly, I think, again, they're too young. Justin Jackson's not there yet. In the beginning of the season, Vince Carter has still shown he's incredible, half man, half amazing.
Yeah,
so I think he'll start at the small forward, Scal at power forward, and Willie Cauley-Stein at center. That's my starting five.
Okay, I'll go with Willie Cauley-Stein at center. Forwards, I'll go with. So we think Zach Randolph's out for a while.
He might get suspended for a couple games. Yeah, maybe.
Well,
yeah, they haven't said anything.
I'll probably start. I'd start Zach Randolph, and then Justin Jackson, and then I'll go with guards George Hill for right now, and let's see, who's the other guard?
Maybe Buddy Hield.
Buddy Hield, that's right. Yeah, Buddy Hield.
Okay.
So I think George Hill started first, like Kyle said, because they'll let De'Aaron Fox come learn from him. But
I think eventually,
just because they paid George Hill so much freaking money, but it's hard to keep a guy that's your would you say fifth pick in the draft to be sitting on the bench
and extremely fast. Man, he's so fast.
Yeah,
he's probably gonna be the fastest player in the league. So, he's just so ridiculously fast. Who's gonna be your guys' worst player and your best player?
I don't know.
I'll probably go with Willie Cauley-Stein as my best.
Wow.
And my worst would be let's see, Justin Jackson. Right now, probably Buddy Hield. My worst.
That's what I was thinking.
He's just not developed yet.
Yeah, I like De'Aaron Fox as my best though. He was a thing.
Awfully good, yeah.
And then Buddy Hield just hasn't done.
No, he should be one of their best, but he hasn't done it.
He's a really pure scoring player, and his numbers are just not there.
His game hasn't switched over to the pros yet.
I'm gonna go with the same thing. Fox being the best.
I feel like Fox can make it better. His speed will warrant attention.
Justin
so
Jackson
it'll.
isn't a rookie, is he?
Huh?
Justin Jackson, he's not a rookie.
He is.
He was the 10th pick, 14th pick.
Yeah, he was a first round pick. Yeah.
14th pick because they traded it to the
I always think his
Blazers for
I don't
there.
know why.
I was almost tempted to start Justin Jackson just because he's going to be. I think he's going to be a good one.
For me, the worst player will probably be Zach Randolph.
Oh yeah, that's who it is.
He's a little bit too old for today's league. His mid ranges went down. He's a good offensive rebounder, but today's league.
I started Scal though.
I did, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Never mind.
Yeah, you still
Wow. In that case,
I would
shit.
Justin and Josh Jackson.
Probably, I'd have to say also with you guys, probably Buddy Hield. His field goal percentage is not that well. He thinks he can take over games, but he's not there yet. The veteran presence is not going to be able to.
84% isn't very good.
Oh, he was? Did he just turn over the ball too much? Like, why didn't he?
He just didn't.
How many points per game was he?
10.
See,
Wow,
so
yeah.
He wasn't given the ball,
Yeah.
and when he only shot 40%. So
Yeah.
Yep, he was able to shoot 80%, but when he was given the ball, he
couldn't shoot the regular shots.
84% is free throws.
Oh, free throws? Oh, okay. Yeah, his field goal percentage was
40%. Right?
Yeah, 40%. It's not awful,
Yeah,
but
it
it's
is.
not. It should.
Well, you only scored
With how
10
many
points a
times
game,
he's
yeah.
shooting, he should be at 50%.
Yeah.
But that's my worst player. My best player will probably be. Oh man, I think Will Cauley-Stein. His style is kind of. It's not outdated because you still have like a lot of pick and roll centers like Clint Capella, but I think Scal might actually make some noise. He had a couple 30-point games, and he did pretty well. So I think he's going to be probably their best player for me.
I think De'Aaron Fox will probably help Willie Cauley-Stein a lot.
Mm-hmm.
See, like I said on these other teams, a good point guard can really make a difference.
Oh, yeah.
For these centers because
And look at James Harden and Clint Capella. I mean,
it really does. It makes a difference.
pick and roll is really nice.
De'Aaron Fox, if they try to guard him, then somebody else has to be open.
Yep.
So De'Aaron Fox can make a big difference for this team.
Mm-hmm. I think he's gonna be a key player.
Probably is.
But again, I don't have him starting
I don't
yet.
either,
I can't start George Hill as a point guard anymore. He doesn't pass well.
No.
And, And that's.
He's always been a shooting guard. I don't know. They've always made him a point guard, but
Point guard, shooting
he's a
guard.
shooting
Yeah,
guard,
he's more shooting guard.
In fact, it might not be bad to have De'Aaron Fox and George Hill playing.
Yeah, and have Hill come off the bench.
Have Hill, or he'll be a shooting guard.
Mm-hmm.
And let and who'd you say come off the bench?
Just put Buddy Hield on the bench, and then
Yep.
George Hill at shooting guard. That would be not bad.
They got an interesting little team. They're not a awful team.
No.
They're just kind of a
They're
odd
really
team.
young team.
Young and odd. Yeah. No.
For me, I'm gonna completely change up my lineup when it comes to who I like to be the starters because I want a lot of veterans, but if they actually show their potential already before the beginning of the season, I would like to see De'Aaron Fox. This is like Zach and Taco. De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Justin Jackson, Scal, and Willie Cauley-Stein just have a young core that would just be awesome to watch.
Team.
Very
That'd be
athletic.
Yeah.
Very athletic. Not bad scoring team. It'd be pretty fun to watch them.
I like that team.
I guess I'm just slightly biased on Harry starting over Scal.
Harry Giles, yeah.
Because I'm a Duke fan.
Okay.
Where he's coming
You're a
from.
Duke fan?
Yeah.
I was Summer United in my team.
One guy that's going to surprise people is Frank Mason, the third. He was good in college.
Oh,
really
wow.
good in college. He's going to surprise some people.
Okay. Where'd he come
I don't
from?
know how much- I thought it was like Kansas or something. I mean, he was a decent player in college.
Okay.
And
So you think he'll eventually get like quite a bit of playing time?
Oh yeah,
coming off the bench.
Yep.
Who?
Frank Mason the third.
Yeah, he was good in college. Thing is with this team, I mean, they'll probably be tanking pretty early. I mean, they'll probably have. So there's a good chance a lot of these guys are going to get to play a lot of minutes.
Yep.
So they'll probably play all these guys because there won't. But go ahead.
Okay.
The only reason I don't really like Frank Mason is he's a smaller player, and this league's moving to a point where everybody has to be able to guard everybody. And
taller. Yeah, you have to have a
like you just have to guard. You have to be able to guard even a small forward if you're a point guard.
guard even. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. 6'6". You almost have to be 6'6", 6'5" to play anymore.
How tall is Frank?
Frank is only 6 foot.
Woo!
He's a short guy.
And
I mean,
Fox
He's a
is
true point guard.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's just
Fox
point guard.
is 6'3".
I mean, look at Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
6 foot,
Yeah.
not even 6 foot, 5'9".
And
I
he
don't
gets
even know how Isaiah does anything.
yeah.
5'9".
On the defensive end. That's what they're finding out though. These
They
short
can
guys
play
are getting,
defense. No,
getting
they
killed
get burnt.
on
Yeah.
defense. Yeah.
A little bit too small.
Too small.
Yep. But on the offensive side, like what you're
They're
saying,
good.
you might
They're
like
decent
Frank
on
Mason
the
the third
offense,
might
yep.
make some noise. If anything, he might be one that you might be interested in maybe trading away once we get to that category. Record 32-50.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're fourth worst in the Western. I think they were one of the worst teams in the league.
I'm going to keep it the same just because their entire starting lineup is full of potential.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just...
I'm going 41 and 41.
Wow.
Wow, 9 more wins?
No way.
Wow.
No way.
Wow. I was
He's got
going
some good. He's got a lot of what do you call it? Faith in this
Faith in
team.
the team.
I like this team.
They're a pretty interesting team.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with 4 more wins. 36-46.
Okay.
At least I should say I like this team other than Randolph.
Yeah,
I've
I'll
never
go with
liked
about
them.
5 more wins.
5 more wins?
37. I think they're not a bad team. Darren Fox will make them a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, lots. Yeah, interesting term. But Willie Cauley-Stein's got to come through. There's a lot of guys that George Hill's a good presence on the team, veteran presence, but and Zach Randolph's a bad presence. So they're really an interesting team. Vince Carter will help because he's a veteran presence too.
I like how you guys all are saying that they're going to win extra games. Like, I didn't even want to give them the 32. I was like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Let's be optimistic. And you guys are just like, 5 more wins, 4 more wins. No big deal.
They're going 500.
What do you have them for, Kyle?
I said they're going to go 32 and 36. 32 and 46. 36 and 46.
Oh, there's
32 and 46. 42 and 36. Yeah, 36 and 46 is what
Okay.
I think they're going to be for the record. I think George Hill, Vince Carter, and Zach Randolph are going to not allow them to be that
totally
bad.
awful. Totally awful.
I think that those three will help them too much to be that
Are
bad.
you saying 32 and 50 isn't that awful?
36 and 46 is not as bad as the
Well,
32 and
Not as bad as
50.
the other guys do.
It's not great though.
No, it's not amazing. A player that might get traded by the trade deadline.
That's hard to say.
I don't think that they'll trade anyone. They have so much raw rookie talent. Unless they get a ridiculous deal for somebody, I don't think they really have a trade.
This is one of those that I would just keep.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't happen very often with me.
Yeah.
Now did Zach Randolph go there
trade-
on free agency?
Free agency, yeah.
Oh, okay, so he's not going anywhere then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless he just gets booted off.
Unless something.
No,
well,
like we said, they might trade him away.
that's what I was saying. I wondered, but if he just signed him to a contract.
But he just
Why
did
they wanted him, I
violate
don't know.
and sell some drugs. So who knows
Yeah,
if
he
they-
may. Yeah, they may want to get him off the
It
team.
may be one of those they don't want him near the rookies.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yep.
thinking. Yeah, he's the guy's selling drugs on the
They
street.
might wave him away before the season starts. Yeah.
So that's
Not
not a
if I were
good
them,
sign.
yep.
Yeah,
So I think they won't trade him. They'll just leave
maybe
him.
let him go.
Wave him and like what Dad said, we might trade him. They might keep him and
Just
Let
try
him-
to hold out for something that
something decent for
One
him.
person they may trade is Buddy Hield because he's still in the rookie contract.
Rookie contract. Yep.
Yeah,
So-
only a
He's
second
cheap.
year.
Yeah, he's cheap. He could get traded if he doesn't come through. But like Zach said before, how much can you get for a guy that's not performing that much? So it'd have to be a
And,
group deal or something,
and,
you know.
and if anything, him coming off the bench really doesn't sound bad. Like, to
No.
Yeah.
put Hill as the starting shooting guard.
Guard
Yeah.
along with Darren
Yeah,
Fox.
Fox. Yeah.
I really think George Hill's going to be the shooting guard.
That'd be awesome.
Let Darren Fox be the point guard.
Because
I'm looking forward to this team. It's going to be interesting. I don't think they're not obviously going to be as bad as they were last year, but for me,
I didn't realize they won that many games last year.
that's actually a
Like,
decent
that just-
record, really,
that,
for them.
That really shows you what the power of the best center in the NBA can do.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, that's all Cousins. Like,
yeah, exactly.
And they said, he gone.
yeah.
Yeah,
I like what Dad was talking about. Mike was really high on Frank Mason III.
Yeah.
Maybe trade him away and get like another veteran presence, maybe for the center position.
Yeah.
But will it cause Stein not have to play as many minutes because you don't? Closest Kufus, you're gonna really have him.
Whoa.
Oh,
You got Papa G in there.
Papa G.
Yeah, Papa G.
Georgia's
Go.
Papa G. To be honest, you know what's bad for a team like this? I feel bad for a team. It's always because they're in the Western Conference.
Yep.
They're not as bad as 32-50, but they almost are because of the Western Conference.
Yep.
East, they probably be 41-41
Yep.
or something like that, but they're in the too tough a division.
Yep.
They'll have a hard time winning many more games.
Yep.
There's not enough good players.
Yep.
Because
with any team, when you play in a certain conference or a certain division, you have to play those teams twice a year.
Right.
They go and they play. You switch
teams.
them out for the Detroit Pistons.
oh yeah, it'd be totally different.
Yep, totally different. I
Yeah,
mean,
'cause they're not having to play Steph Curry and the Warriors
Yep.
so many times.
Yep.
Or the
Portland
Trailblazers, right?
yep.
Any of these teams.
Yep.
So they're not a bad. I don't think they're a bad team.
No.
I just think they're in the wrong division.
Okay, well, with that being said, guys, this was actually a pretty... feels like a short one. We don't know what the actual time is on it. On the next one, we're going to be talking about the San Antonio Spurs
Good.
with a claw, Kawhi Leonard. We got the Toronto Raptors.
That's good.
3 years, $100 million for Kyle Lowry. That's quite a bit of money to be paying that kind of guy. The Utah Jazz, they completely fell apart.
They lost by losing Hayward.
Hayward, yeah, quite a bit. But they got Gobert, so he might use a little bit of noise, but not as much as what they need him to do. And then the last team, the Washington Wizards. John Wall and Bradley Beal. Not bad squad there. With that being said, guys, we're going to end this podcast, and